Get you.
Whoa. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Communities Connected. We are on season 3, episode 106 with a crooked table, so I apologize. Wrong way. Oh.
Maybe.
Oh. This is the least prepared I've been. There.
Sweet.
I apologize.
It's all good.
And we are joined by Kole today.
Nice to meet everybody.
So thank you, Kole, for joining me on Sunday.
Not a problem.
This is actually a pretty good way to spend a Sunday.
Yeah.
And it's got to be the first episode I've done on a Sunday. Yeah.
Probably.
You're the first one. And I don't mind it. I've been telling people, we can do a weekend. They've all chosen a weekday. I don't mind this. But it's actually the first time I've had a Sunday off in like 6 months. Because I just traded jobs. So.
Yeah, I had been trading jobs too. I went from working over at Full LLC in Beloit. It was it's like a third-party distributor, and they run their merchandise through Amazon, and then they actually have their own website where they sell horse care products. And I worked over there, and I had weekends off, and now I work for Janesville Comfort Shop moving furniture. And
really?
I have guaranteed Sundays off every day of the week. So,
ooh, how's that with moving furniture stuff?
It's actually pretty fun. It's like going to the gym and getting paid for it. Easiest way that I can explain it.
Damn, if I would have met you before, so I just started with Vanguard.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sweet job. So we'll keep in touch too.
Okay, definitely.
If I keep my opportunities like this, I'm liking this new job. It's interesting because I never knew what was underground, and now knowing how many gas lines, electric lines go into the ground and everything, I'm like, damn, dude, there's a lot going on in this world that I didn't know of.
Oh yeah.
And what's really weird to me, I keep telling people, you know how you're told to stay out of construction zones?
Mm-hmm.
We're one of the safety people. And when we walk in there, we're expected to be looking out for safety stuff. So we end up doing a perimeter walk. Like we almost own the thing, making sure shit's being done safe. And I'm like, wait, you're telling me I go in there? They're like, yeah. All right. So you have to pay attention. So it's something completely new, but I like that. I'm always learning. And that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I used to work at Walmart, and safety was one of the biggest concerns that was in there because you're working with merchandise and you're unloading trucks, and there's glass, there's heavy objects. You have to worry about anything that'll fall on you.
Yeah, I learned that through where I was at before, Dollar General, and unload trucks and stuff. You're like, wow. It's interesting once you go from being a kid, you go to Walmart versus now going to Walmart, working for Walmart, what goes on back there, damn, it's crazy world.
It's like, I won't buy a TV from there ever.
I handled that one. Yeah, I was a little rude with some of the material there. I was like, no. But no, this is interesting, the way we get to learn and know and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So now having the schedule change and doing this on a Sunday, to me, it's kind of awesome.
Oh, yeah.
It's still pretty sunny outside, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, it's a little cold. I'm not liking how cold it is.
Yeah.
It's one of those days. But that's why we're inside. Next time, eventually one of these days, we got to do an outside episode.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So the reason I like this guy, we've been sitting here talking for maybe about an hour. I found out he is a jack of all trades. So we're going to get to talking why I chose that. But you've dabbled a lot in getting out there, doing videos.
Oh, yeah. I do crazy live feeds. I've done photo shoots that are very unapologetic at points. I've done music that's not really, stuff that I'm probably the poster child for what not to bring home to your parents. That's what I recommend it as. It's like the poster child of what not to bring home to your parents. Drugs, sex, rock and roll. It's the whole lifestyle.
Hey, some of us have different lifestyles.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes you your individual.
Oh, yeah.
It's like what I've gotten out of you is you've come out from what you've done to who you are, has made you your character. And that's what I've learned to really like about people. Is doesn't matter what you've done, is who you are now and what you've learned throughout your experiences.
Yeah, I feel like, sometimes success is measured, and it's been a proven fact, success is measured by not only how many people don't like you, but how many people like you as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of find the balance between okay, I'm not going to have people that are going to support me versus I'm going to have a lot of people that support me.
Yeah.
So it works out pretty well.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the same way. And that's why I chose to do a live feed. I keep always bringing it up. Is I can instantly see who likes this, who doesn't, and even if someone likes to stick around and keep making fun, you don't have to pay attention to it. You just keep doing what you do, and they don't realize that they're bringing you more attention.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that's the awesome part. So it's if you're taking your time to hate me, whatever, guarantee you're probably still listening to something I said.
Oh yeah, yeah. If I was going live on probably Facebook right now, I'd probably have a shitload of people watching me. It's what the hell is he doing now? He's doing something like successful for once. He's not doing some crazy shit. He's not yelling, complaining.
You're like, do you see what my craziness has brought me? He's brought me success. So it's how we learn, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And not everything I've done, right? I was just telling a few friends how I used to be like unsafe on a pedaling bike, almost getting killed. I was like, you know, not the smart things I've done, but now I'm a lot safer and I pay attention.
Right. Now you learn. You
learn.
Yeah.
It almost went, but you learn. Man,
oh, yeah.
Why is everything crooked today? I'm sorry.
It's all good.
But yeah, so as we were talking, you said you've been doing a lot of stuff. What topic do you want to hit first, man? Because you're a jack of all trades.
I mean, we could hit music, we could hit modeling, we could hit the live streams on Facebook. I mean, wherever you want to go with this conversation.
Let's hit a little bit of modeling. I've had only one other friend who also, and actually we were really lucky. He was one of our first interviews we had. So shout out to Saudi. It's been a long time since we talked about Saudi. He's been doing well. Yeah, he was like one of our first interviews. We went to Madison, and he took us to a rooftop, had his interview outside. So the only guy we've had outside went there, and he talked about modeling. He started digging into that. So yeah, what's it like being in like a modeling industry?
Different. I actually met my photographer at a Yellow Wolf concert up at the Rave in Milwaukee. We were just standing in line and just kind of hypothetically just bumped right into each other. We
might have gone to the same concert. I went to a Yellow Wolf concert.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
It was in, I believe, February, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were in the same place.
That's awesome.
You said Yellow Wolf. I'm like, wait, I was there. Who else played? Was it just Yellow Wolf?
It was Yellow Wolf, Mikey Mike, and Cookout Boss.
Wait, was it that one chick that rapped?
I don't think so.
Or was that the MGK one? No.
I went to
no,
MGK
that was the
too.
Juicy J one. So we might have been at those two, because was it MGK one was I got a free tickets to those through the mail.
Yeah, I went to the Machine Gun Kelly concert at the
Is that the one he's like climbed the scaffolding and stuff?
I think so.
Yes. Dude. So we're gonna go off topic.
Super
but crazy off topic. One thing that happened there. We're sitting, like me and my wife were sitting there before we got married, and we're listening to MGK. A few people started doing mosh pits. We like backed up. As soon as the mosh pit starts calming down, I got a sense of something coming my way, and I look over and there's just this black thing coming, and I punched in the air. Someone just whipped a shoe through the crowd. Damn near hits my wife in the face, and I just happened to see it punched and went land off the side. I was like,
"That's insane.
Holy crap! This is a crazy, like, wild crowd." All right, and like the rest of the show, I'm just like looking everywhere. I'm ready now. So I learned what it's like to go to those types of concerts.
Dude, MGK concerts. I went to the Summerfest, and
what's that one like?
Oh, it's insane. I can't wait until I actually start getting around to doing concerts and having all the crazy shit happening at mine, so that people can be like, "Dude, I fucked up my face at your concerts." Like, I just want to go for partying and having fun and just like safe and responsible in the aspect of like I'm promoting it, like you do things safely, but like this
you can always have a good time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You can push your limits, and that's what I learned through him. I was a little afraid for him, but I was seeing he was paying attention. He was climbing. He's obviously been doing it for a while. I've seen he's reporting his injuries sometimes when he's doing stuff, but you know, we all live to the limits we want. We have different types of adrenaline we chase. It's not wrong to do it. Just try to be safe.
Definitely.
So I hope you never get hurt. Good luck to being crazy.
Oh yeah.
I've had my shares of being crazy, but I realized I like the ground. My crazy is jujitsu.
Yeah, jujitsu is pretty fun. I've done a little bit of karate back in the day, but I got out of that very fast.
All right, maybe we'll hit a little bit of that. But back to modeling, we took a complete
complete left turn. But yeah, I met her at the Yellow Wolf concert. We were standing in line, and then her boyfriend actually got into discussion with me, started talking, and then she asked me if I wanted to do some photo shoots. And I've done, I want to say 4 or 5, 6 maybe photo shoots so far. And then I believe I just released some of the shots from the one that I just did up in Madison not very long ago. The other ones have already been released. I did one in Chicago downtown. I did one in the Rock County 4-H fair this last year. And then I've done some out in Evansville, some around Janesville, just kind of all over the place, just kind of getting local stuff right at the moment. And then this year I'm hoping to actually try to get out and go to other states, do some stuff down in Kentucky. I want to go overseas. I want to go explore Europe and fuck shit up in Europe. I want to have just a lot of fun.
So you have plans with what you want to do with everything, but photography wise, that's what you've been thinking?
Yeah, photography wise, I want to do a lot of stuff. There's a lot.
Obviously, it's all going to involve everything. So again, we're going to go back to why it's Jack of all trades. We're going to hit top by topic and how it wraps up.
Yeah.
Because this guy's pretty awesome. I've really liked to know how he's been doing stuff. This is interesting to me. So that was the first time you started doing photography?
The first time I started doing modeling. I was doing photography. I want to say I did a summer school course that actually got me my start into photography.
Okay.
And then I got an iPod and I was taking all these crazy ass selfies and doing all this different editing on Instagram. And Instagram actually got me more into photography. And I know a lot of people will say, oh, you're an Instagram model, whatever, you're disqualified from actually. No, it's actually, if you use Instagram properly, and it's pretty much just like having a Photoshop where you can just like edit your pictures and then it's easier to post.
Yeah.
Them. So I see it as like, it helps people become better photographers. And then if they wanted to get further along into the industry, then they can actually move on to more professional grade stuff.
You know, I'm glad you kind of said that because I was one of those critics. I stayed away from Instagram because I was like, everyone's just about them and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And once I started doing, Communities Connected, no, it became about taking photos. And like you were saying, I was learning new skills, and that's how I'm working my Photoshop now.
Yep.
Learning how to make banners. I was like, okay, we don't have to use Instagram and everything like everyone else does.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you kind of brought that up because I was one of those critics. I will tell you I was shitting on people and like
I've done
anybody.
Yeah, I've done all sorts of photography from I actually made a camera out of there were so many different things. It was like cardboard.
I've seen those.
Yeah, they're like a projector camera, and you take a piece of copper and you stick it on the inside and you punch a hole into it, and then you angle it towards the sun just right, and you open it up and you let it sit for like 15, 20 seconds, and then you put the tape back over, and then you go into a black room, and then a black light room, and you actually like develop the camera and the picture, and it worked out really, really well. There was such like good quality. You could see, because I took it of a baseball field, and you could see in the picture like the chain link fences individually and the cameras and everything like
that. Really?
And
that's a pretty accurate.
Oh yeah, it was a very accurate picture.
I've seen them in like high school.
Yeah.
Like I remember a few friends, and my sister took a photography class, and she got that one. She built it. I think one of my ex-girlfriends also took that photography class and built that class. I know I've seen a few of those boxes. That's why they're clicking in.
I did that, and then I did actual film camera photography, and I did a bunch of nature shots that turned out so well. And then I did digital camera photography, and then I started to get into videography and stuff like that, but videos at that time were not really my cup of tea. I couldn't afford to buy a camcorder and laptops and all that stuff, because this was probably 2009, 2010 when I first started getting around into actual photography.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started getting into the more video stuff would be back when I started going into like the 2016, 2017 area, where like my hardcore party days and where everybody kind of learned how to know me from.
Yeah, well, it's where we come from.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No, that's awesome that you've taken those classes, and now see, so it comes all back to your regret. I always talk about we don't want to get in situations where we regret things, so that's why I keep a positive thing of I can always learn.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take those opportunities back in high school, so I didn't take the photography classes for whatever reason. I should have taken more drawing classes. Everything I said no to has now come to fucking haunt me.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and then like
challenge.
Like I was telling you before, I took a lot of music-based classes when I was in high school, but I also took a lot of tech classes. And everybody always used to ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I have no fucking idea what the hell I'm going to be. So at one point I wanted to be a farmer, and then I was going into FFA, and I was going to small animal care and management classes and all the vet science classes. And then I did tech field, where I did automotives, welding, machining, all that other stuff. And then I actually took engineering and physics classes. I took psychology and law classes. Like I kind of did the whole roundabout aspect, because I was like, I can't choose one thing. You're going to prepare me for the world, and you want me to just like
look into one
field. Look into one field. I'd rather learn like everything, so then that way if I go out there, it's a lot more smooth sailing. Like, you don't know shit.
Yeah, that's what I feel like we were stunted. And it's actually an interesting conversation I was having with someone, which I kind of want to save that portion of it. But she was saying that she also agrees the way we are taught is not the best way, because not everyone can agree with that's what's going to help us. You know,
Mhm.
some of us will lag behind while the rest of us exceed. Well, it's not that they're dumb or anything. It's just we need to change how we're teaching the material.
Exactly.
And then they're going to pick it up and be at pace with everyone else.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I learned that through math, and that's why I love any chance I get to teach somebody. I'll throw out any info I can, whether they want to keep it or not. You know, they might actually even take it as I'm trying to tell them how to do things. It's like, no, I saw you were doing this. I was wondering if you knew about it, you know?
Yeah, and it's funny because, like, during, like, my encore classes or the classes that, like, were basically, like, my tech classes, I would ace those. I would be doing fine in all those classes, but my core classes were the ones I was slacking on. But it was funny because the only reason why I was slacking on them is because I would not do homework because I was too busy doing other things outside of school, and I would never do my homework. But I could ace a test, no problem. And they always got pissed. It was just like, why can't you just do your homework? Because it's pointless. There's no reason to do homework. You're just having school and school and school and school. It's not going to make somebody that's want to do something.
Right.
Like, if you want to learn, have them have the free time to where they develop the opportunity to learn, but then they can go outside and live their life and grow as human beings. You're just shoving food down their throats. It's not, or shoving homework down their throats. It's just not going to work.
Yeah, and that's why I actually feel we're in a great time for education, especially with virtual reality. I wish I could be a kid now. Especially when virtual reality becomes 100% more solid, because we are going to be able to teach things a lot better. Conway and I were talking about it, and we hit it a little bit on. He was saying, it'd be awesome to teach someone Egypt's history, but now you're around the pyramids, you're seeing the stuff in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
That would be better. That's gonna keep you more awake, and
the
kids are gonna be waiting like, oh, now it's gonna be my turn to put on a headset and I'll drive the class this way, and like force us to choose how we want to learn about Egypt. And that's when information is gonna click in. You can still throw in all the general basics, but let the kids explore. And I feel like that's what we didn't get with overhead sheets.
Oh yeah,
that hot fan blowing in your face. You're just,
yep, I want to go to bed. I don't want to be here.
So I wish I could be in the sense of where education is, and because I know what I said no to, the things I decided to miss out on, I can't keep kicking my own butt about it constantly every day. So I'm like, all right, if I really want to improve a skill, I decided to do this.
Definitely.
And the more we talk, I'm like, this is my guy. This is awesome. That you're so many things. Like,
oh yeah,
you and I have almost the same type of thought. And once even though we decide to dabble, people will be like, why is he just jumping? But once we find that one thing we like, we're just going for it. I respect that about you, man. Awesome.
Oh yeah, I told somebody, they're like, oh, why don't you just fully invest your time into just music, or why don't you fully invest your time into just modeling or promotions or something like that? And I'm like, because it's not that simple. Because I'd rather know that I'm covered on like real life aspects. Like, I have a steady job, I'm making a good amount of money, I have a lot of money saved up. I want to know that I'm going to be straight 110% good on money before I start jumping completely at 100% into this. Like, I have my foot in the water right now, but I'm not going to put the other foot in until like I actually have some sort of solid backing behind me that's going to push me and just make me go crazy, blow up like 6ix9ine did, except for not have the same outcome, of course. But.
Right. You also don't want to like put your second foot and then jump in the pool if you haven't learned how to swim yet.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't just want to go
exactly.
Deep
I don't want to just go all into something that I have no idea what the hell I'm doing in, because I know how to make music, but I don't know the legal aspects of music. I don't know shit about
like learn the business
part. Yeah, learn the business part. I know the recreational part, but not the business part.
And that's what I think is really important for all of us to learn, and why I'm deciding to take my time how I do this. I want to learn the actual business part of it. I don't want to be eventually grabbed or someone go, hey, I can just help you do it. This is a project that I'm going to start. I want to keep going. And even though I'm a flub, I'm okay with it. I feel like all of us need to learn to be okay with flubbing that project, It's how we're going to improve the next time we have the next.
I feel like if people exceed in their hobbies and what they do for fun, I feel like you could base a career off of that. But if you make your hobby or your favorite hobby a career, or like something that you love to do a career, it might blow up in your face at times.
Exactly.
So that's why I'd like have the 3 different aspects of it, is because I can just pick and choose what I want to focus on. And I'd have a lot more fun, because it's like, okay, this month I'm going to focus just strictly on music. Okay, this month I'm going to focus on modeling. Okay, this one I'm going to do a shitload of promotions and just get people to back up their music and start pushing people's projects out there, making people expand a lot more better. And just having a lot of fun in the process. I mean, I have my own personal Facebook, and I'll just go fucking hog wild on that. And everybody sees the bits and antics in between everything that takes place in my life. So, I mean, might as well have some kind of fun, right? You got to make fun out of everything. That's
exactly. And that's why I feel like you and I are the same thing. There's serious aspects of us, and then there's parts where, like, you know, this is really how we are. So if people first find me through Comedians Connected, and be like, wow, this is an interesting guy. He really always has good thoughts, like high quality thoughts.
Definitely.
I have a thought. But you click on my profile and you start going through my newsfeed, all you're going to see is dumb memes. Memes from no other feed will be just blown up, and they're like, is this like, the same guy?
Like with mine, it's like crazy posts about philosophy in life, or like if anything's actually going on that's inside of my life, I'll make jokes about it or fun about it. Or sometimes I'm just pissed off and I'll throw in a rant on there, and people are always there to support you. They're like, oh, if you need help, message me. And like I was telling you, I've been banned from so many Facebooks because people just can't stand the content that I post. So it's nice when I actually have people that support me, but I have the equal amounts of people that are like trying to see me fall, because it's like, no matter how many times you knock me down, I'm just going to come back up and still be stronger in the end.
Yeah, and even like if you didn't give them of that negative antic, whatever, hit them off wrong about you, you know, even if you kept it behind, you give them that perfect character, there's always going to be someone fighting you.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's a bad reaction, it's still a reaction. So I mean, I'm causing some kind of noise. So
you're making people talk, you're making people think. Yeah, that's part of it. And then if they don't agree, then you can jump in on why you don't agree. And now we're having an actual conversation. I feel like that's better than always assuming. And
then it's like nowadays with social media, you got to worry about the trolls, and then you got to worry about people that like they don't want to listen to your side of things. They only want to listen to it from their perspective. Yes. They're in the right and you're in the wrong. It's like if I'm in one of those conversations, I'm just like, this is pointless. I'm just going to state my clause, keep correcting you, and then just kind of slowly push my way out of the conversation. But if you start attacking me, it's downhill for you. Like all of my friends are going to jump on this shit. I don't even have to say anything. You're going to get roasted.
Yeah. And then speaking of roasting, I love that people can take a roast, because if anyone can roast me, that's awesome. I love laughing, making fun of myself. Like I said, you were an awesome guy to talk to and have that sense. So I really relate to everything you've been doing. So you've been doing photography, you've been doing modeling. Which one did you start doing, modeling or music first?
In aspects, I did music first because I started out in choir classes.
Okay.
And then I did a lot of like the plays for when you're little, and then they dress you up in these stupid ass
What elementary school did you go to?
I went to Wilson for kindergarten and Monroe for 1st through 5th.
Wow, you just barely missed. If you would have stuck to Wilson, we would have met each other in Wilson Singers. So I stuck to choir. I was telling you that too. And I did Wilson Singers, and I did most of the plays. So, man, if you would have just stuck to Wilson, God. And you said you went to Craig, though. Okay, so you went to,
and I went to Marshall for all of my middle school years. Yeah.
Okay. Just that close, man.
Just that close.
It would have been cool. Yeah, I love doing Wilson Singers. And like I was telling you, not to knock down choir, the only reason I stopped in 8th grade was I didn't like a lot of the songs. I wanted to like change what songs we would sing. Like, they're still school appropriate. Let's have some fun.
Oh, yeah.
We always do these songs. All right, well, I'll just go do something else.
Yeah, I did a lot of choir, and then I did a lot of just music classes. Just learning about.
Yeah, you said you were doing music appreciation, right?
Yeah, I did music appreciation for a little bit. I did some band when I was in like elementary school, but I think I got out of that in like 3 days. It was not even worth the time. And
I was a big fan of 4th and 5th grade orchestra. Did I do it 6th? I might have done it 6th, and then I went to choir. Because I know I did orchestra for a little bit. I was able to play the Titanic, My Heart Will Go On in 5th grade. That was cool.
Nice.
Right. Nailed that one. I picked up real quick. So I've been thinking about maybe getting another violin, because I like the way the violins sound. What's that one chick that does like dubstep and has violins?
Lindsey Sterling.
Yes.
And then there's another group that I found that's called Black Violin. Have you ever heard of them? No. You'll definitely have to look them up.
Black Violin. Because then that's why I was a fan. There was that rock band, Apocalyptica, that had like the orchestra instruments.
Yeah.
Man, I was so in love when I first heard them and the way they were using orchestra to make rock music. I was like, yes, you guys get it.
I started getting into like the classical violin-esque music style when I was in probably about middle school. I did a lot of the music appreciation, learning about like how different styles of music came about to be, and like I've been so involved with music, and I get so heavily like it's such a big part of my life because music's gotten me out of a lot of situations and it helps me express myself. And when I go and I do research on something, I'm so far into research that it'd be like 3 days. Like I could sit down on a computer, have free Wi-Fi, and I could go off for like 3 days, and nobody would find me until I came off of it.
You're like, I got my answer, guys. We're good. No, that's awesome. Like I said, you seem to be interested in a lot, but once you find that one thing you really want to go into, you're not afraid to go into it.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's making you like where it's gotten you today.
Oh yeah.
So you started. When did you start writing music? Because you've been.
I started writing music when I was probably 11 or 12. I wrote just like little like things that I would sing to myself, like if I was running around outside and playing and stuff. And then it got into probably when I was about 16, I started writing. I was really big into ICP, so I started writing like horrorcore rap at first. Sounded like horrible. It was super lyrical, but it was horrible. Like I'm so glad that I did not have a microphone. I would have hated myself for like the rest of my life for just really like introducing any of it.
Just got shut down by Twitter.
Yeah, like, it was so bad to the point that like, you know, when you watch those videos on YouTube, they're like the cringe videos, and there's some little kid that's like rapping and he's doing it so horribly and his voice is yeah, it was that such bad. I couldn't do it.
Oh, so it wasn't the message that you were saying is horrible?
Yeah, it wasn't the message. It was more. It was the message too, because it was kind of just ridiculous. It was like happy and fun, but it just never made any sense to me at all. And then I actually just discontinued that whole project. I was like, fuck this, I'm not doing this. And then I started writing like rock music. And I had one song that I had written on guitar, and I had wrote words for it, and I could play it and sing it. And that was the one song that it was just literally 3 chords, and like I didn't even know what the chords were. It just sounded really good together. So I did that, and I took guitar lessons for a little while, and then that actually had to discontinue because of the fact that my guitar tutor instructor went to college for classical art for guitar.
Ooh.
So yeah, it was really cool. Like I've had lots and lots of music inspiration in my life.
I've always really wanted to do learn how to play the acoustic guitar. I've had a few opportunities, but I didn't always jump into as hard as chords I could have. I wasn't fully connected to the teacher. You know, I feel like once you find a really good teacher,
yeah,
then you're gonna really jump into learning the skill.
Oh yeah.
But and that's why I've learned how to educate myself on certain things. And once I decide I can't figure out the answer, I'll go find someone I can connect with and get the answers.
Exactly.
But no, and that's what I feel like you've done through a lot. I mean, with what you've been saying with your music, and you were telling me the first kind of song you really put together and you surprised someone. How did that story go about?
So I was I was smoking a blunt with one of my buddies in my driveway, and we were sitting inside of his car, and he knew that I had wrote lyrics, but like I never actually put something onto an instrumental. And we were high as fuck, and I'm just sitting there like, hey, why don't we throw in an instrumental and just see if I can find something? And he's going through and he's picking out all these different instrumentals. And like some of them were good, some of them were like, eh. And then he found this one that just stuck with me. And I found the perfect lyrics that matched it completely all the way through. And I had the timing down in my head, and it was just like all of a sudden it was like an epiphany. Like, I can do this, because like all of a sudden, like you just hear the first parts of the song, and then I just started spitting, and he's sitting in the front seat of the car just jamming out, going with me. And he's like, dude, this is fucking insane. Like, how did you do that? I'm like, I have no idea. And I just sat up in my room and I was like, what's this instrumental? And I've mastered it. I kept doing it over and over and over again. And then eventually I was like, I have to write more music than just this.
Because by that time you were like kind of thinking about writing music and stuff.
Yeah, I was writing. I was in a rock band for probably about a week and a half. I want to say I was a singer, and then I got into an altercation with the guitarist, and like I told you, I smashed his guitar and I punched him in his face. It was a big, huge mess, but I got out of that, and I was like, I need to find something, and it was either solo music career or entertainment in some way, like acting or something, modeling, photography, some way I was going to get famous. And I was like, let's try music. So I tried the music aspects, and it was like, okay. And I'd show it to a lot of people, and they're like, dude, you got something going on here. If you keep it going, you can make something better. It's like, okay. Slowly started introducing, like, cutting down the friend group and like showing certain people songs, and everybody would just lose their shit. And they're like, you need to get recorded. You need to get recorded. And I never knew any ways on how to get recorded. Like, I showed up into the situation like, I have music. Somebody help me.
That's how I've dabbled into this whole situation. I'm always like, so I'm doing this. I'm lost. Anyone have answers?
Yeah, and then I actually started talking to Brandon Senulson. He's one of the people that's in NBM. He's actually really good friends with Kole Jack. And he's actually the one that, them two were the ones that got me into NBM, but Brandon was the one that pushed me to get into it more.
So real quick, we've talked a little bit about NBM. Can you explain NBM?
NBM is motivated by music. I don't really necessarily know how to classify NBM. It's more like a group where we help other artists try to get to better success, I guess, allowing them to have access to more resources and a better like environment to make music, where we're a lot more reliable and more trustworthy than most of the people out here. You know,
like you're trying to get a good like support group going.
We're trying to get a good
artists,
we're trying to get support for ourselves as well as other artists.
Yeah, because I've seen a little bit of what you guys started doing when I first started looking into Cullen. I saw he was promoting NBM, and I was like, man, what's this NBM? And I clicked on it, and I started realizing is he found a good platform to be promoting his music and learn about music. And once I started looking to the post, now that I've talked to you, Brandon, Mikey kind of came out of that, and you have Cullen. You guys are all keep talking about NBM.
I actually knew Mikey before NBM. Me and him actually, one night at another buddy's house, we were all actually smoking, and we were all spitting rhymes to each other, and it was all funny as shit. It was a good time. I think I was pretty well inebriated by that point, but I definitely remember meeting up with him at one point. Brandon, him and me never even knew that each other made music until he actually started putting his stuff on Facebook, and he's like, I started listening to his music. I was like, this is pretty good. Like,
yeah, this is what I keep telling you guys. So like what blows me away is that, so I've been in a really like I criticized a lot in the wrong way before. And this is why I preach, like, once you change how you think of things, how you're looking at things, you can take a lot of negatives out, and you can see we're all trying to do something, you know, versus try to bring someone down. If you're putting in your 2 cents, you can always help people. How you learn and succeed will be better. So for a while, I was like, look at all these new artists, and I was hating the ones that were becoming popular because how they were doing it. But I ended up realizing, like, no, these guys are super smart. They've done their research. They're seeing what they need to do. They're playing the game. Oh, yeah. This is a system where if we do things right, you know, you just got to learn what the rules are. And that's what you were talking about earlier, doing the business aspect.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they learn. And it's like, okay, you learn the business and you have a craft. You can do anything with it. Not everyone's going to agree, and that's not up to me to know that's right or wrong.
Definitely.
So the way you guys were doing it with NBM is I'm realizing you guys are given the resources. You guys have a supportive backup, and you guys will believe in everybody and go, okay, until you meet the character, you know, and that's what really decides what the friendship goes with. And that's what I've been trying to do with this. I was kind of being honest with you. You know, I was like, I didn't even meet you. And at first I was like, man, he's just going to come in my house. But as soon as I saw you and I was talking, and even through messages, I felt so comfortable. And like you give a comfortable vibe.
Oh yeah, I try not to be on bullshit with people. I try to keep it real. I give constructive criticism. I don't really judge anybody by any means.
Exactly, and like I said, you were very supportive. Like you were messaging, like, "Hey man, love the show and everything." It's like we haven't even met, and you're telling me positive stuff. So to know that you guys in NBM, that's why when Colin started more talking about NBM, I was like, dude, this is an awesome thing to have.
Oh yeah, NBM is pretty. I'm not going to say that I'm going to stick with NBM for a while. I'm going to definitely remember all of the people that got me to where I am right now. I'm actually trying to like maybe take people off, not take people away from NBM, but I'm trying to take people with NBM and actually introduce them to other projects as well. So I will still be a part of NBM, but I'm also going to be a part of my actual own projects. And actually, I have multiple different Facebook pages up right now that are all up and running. I have my Instagrams, my Snapchats, everything.
And see, that's what I think is the wonderful part about it is you guys aren't linking or grabbing anyone to make sure that's where their success is. You guys are teaching success. Yeah. And that's really what Indiana's going to do, because then it gives you the like confidence to take and start doing your own projects. They're just telling you, this is what we've been doing to get our projects going. Here's some examples. And you're like, great. I have education, I have backup, and now I can do my own thing.
Mhm.
That's a system I really believe in.
I had my music page, or I've had Facebook pages before I had my music pages. So I had, God, I can't even remember what the actual name of the page was, but I think it's called like the Darkest Scriptures, and it was on Facebook. And it was actually writings that I did. They were short stories, kind of like creepy pasta kind of stories.
Mm-hmm.
I did those for a while, and then I was like, you know what, this is kind of just pointless. Like, I got some reaction out of them, but I didn't get a lot of reaction out of them because nobody wants to scroll through like 4 pages of freaking words just to read a story. So I just dropped the whole page completely. I was like, this isn't going to work out.
You should one day try doing them audio.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'll definitely.
Now that you're singing and stuff, you can throw some music in there. Oh, dude, you could do a hell of a story. That'd be sweet.
But yeah, I did that for a little bit, and then I did a page called Totally Appropriate Jokes. I got my Facebook shut down for 3 days.
It doesn't sound appropriate.
It was definitely not appropriate.
Totally Appropriate Jokes shut down. I tried. I swear I tried.
I definitely tried to keep it appropriate, and apparently Facebook doesn't. It was one person that went through and they reported like every single one of my posts. And I was like, yeah, this is definitely crossing some kind of lines. I've had 3 Facebook shut down because of jokes that I post, memes that I post, anything, federal agents showing up to my house. It's just all fucking chaos.
It's just taking you down an interesting loop, and you learn.
Live by social media, die by social media. That's how I say it.
Let's hope you don't get crushed by the social media.
Yeah, no Tekashi 6ix9ine bullshit. I ain't on that.
Oh,
trying to stay away from going to jail. I've already been to jail enough times. I don't want to deal with that.
I've been lucky enough to not ever go to jail. No, not planning to do anything too dumb yet. Not dumb.
Yeah.
I think if I ever do, it'll probably be like, I don't know, just going a high speed chase for no reason. I've thought about it. I'm like, I'm gonna gun it. Nah, I'm a chicken. I'm not gonna gun it. I gotta get to where I gotta be.
Just like slowly rubbing up the engine as you're fast.
Right. This is me being a badass. I'm gonna test this cat 5 miles an hour. He let me go. Cool.
Yeah.
That's me being a badass, listening to rap. I got away with 5 miles an hour, guys. That's what's up. I'm a gangster.
Oh yeah, I was out in Detroit one time and I was smoking a bowl, and I actually was taking my buddy out there, and he was on probation, and he had to visit his girlfriend who lived out there, and I was smoking a bowl coming back from one of the smoke shops out there. And the cop pulled up next to me, and he literally didn't even do shit. He just looked at me and he was like, "That's what's up," and he like did this and then just drove off. I'm like, I love this state.
That's interesting.
I don't know. Maybe he probably didn't realize what I was doing, but like he's just like, "Oh, how's it going?" And then all right, whatever, man.
Different states are different, Some have cool laws, some don't.
Some of the cops are chill, some aren't. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I've had some really, really nice cops around this area. In the Gainesville area, every single time I've gotten pulled over, it's obviously because like I'll let my plates go out, whatever. They're like, "Hey, you need to go get that fixed." Half the time I don't have my insurance card on me, but I've learned to have it on my phone, so now I just text them the insurance card. But it'd always be something stupid, and I've heard my other friends get like pulled over for something stupid. They're like, "Man, he just had an attitude." I'm like, "Dude, I laughed with the cop the whole entire time. We were just having fun." And few of them are like, "Well, I know you're in lunch, so I'd hate to keep you going. We'll just send a mail." Cool, dude. Thanks. Awesome. And I said bye. I have had pretty good experience with those cops.
Sometimes I have good experience. Sometimes I have bad experience. It all depends on the police officer and the situation. Like one time I got into a car accident over by East Memorial Bridge. Right over there, there's that turn lane that goes down to 14, I believe it is. I got like sideways on my car in the wintertime down there. Or middle of April, that weird snowstorm that we had.
Yep.
Yeah, I crashed my car then. All throughout that entire winter, totally fine. The only time I slowed out was down East Milwaukee Street, downtown one time. Went completely sideways. Spun out, got stuck in the ditch, and the officer was like, "You been drinking?" I was like, "No." "Okay. I'll be right back. Gotta fill out some paperwork." "Okay." So standing there smoking a cigarette, and I was standing outside the car smoking a cigarette the entire time, just waiting for the officer. He comes up and he gives me a ticket for driving too fast for conditions. I'm like, how the fuck am I driving too fast if I'm standing outside of my car smoking a cigarette talking to you? Come on, man.
Yeah, there's a few I've heard. Like, my wife once got hit with following too close to somebody, and they gave her a ticket for it. And we had to go to court and fight it. We're like,
how can you follow too close to somebody?
It was following too close, and like she could have hit him if they were to stop too soon. And it was like, okay, you were just as close on her, so So I understand there's a few that, but luckily I've gotten the pretty decent ones. I've had great times. I've laughed with half the cops I've had to deal with.
Yeah. Most of the time it's usually straight with officers. Sometimes you just get the ones that are in bad mood. Bad day.
I just like stay quiet and those. I'm like, yes, no, sir, yes, sir. Can I go? But yeah, so you've been dabbling all over Facebook. Tell us a little bit about you were talking about your little beer chug. That one was kind of funny. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I did the beer chug at 11:30 a.m.
What was that page called?
It was on Jeb the Hillbilly.
It's Jeb the Hillbilly. What made you do that?
Okay, so during the summer I was working on a farm and I was hanging around a bunch of redneck kids and they're all still family. I still consider them all as friends. In the summertime, it's like I have my alter ego redneckish side comes out. So I have this city boy badass with this like country dumb shit that I do, and we were doing all sorts of shit. We were blowing up different things that we'd fill up inside of water bottles and then setting it into a fire pit and blowing it up at like 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning, firing off a Mac 10 and a Glock 9mm and a bunch of AKs off at like 3:30 in the morning. I mean, we did so much fun shit. It was just going off and going crazy. But that video, I had initially was going to do 3 beers in the video, but I got through the first 2 and then I was like, hold on a second. And I opened up the door of the camper that we had and I leaned out and I puked out all of the foam. And I'm like, okay, I still got to shotgun this 3rd one. And then I ended up just doing the video of just me doing the 3rd one and crushing up the cans. But I had to actually cut the video out because my friend who was recording it turned and he looked at the camera and there was 2 TVs that were inside of this pop-up camper with Xbox Ones inside of them. So we had Wi-Fi, we had 2 Xboxes and 2 TVs all in this camper. And we were literally just gaming out, doing all sorts of stupid shit, smoking pot, drinking, getting fucked up out in this camper, just having a fucking blast. And I had actually sprayed the beer can all over the fucking 2 TVs that were on the.
Oh no!
Yeah, they were so mad. They were like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Don't worry, I'll clean it off." Like, just shut up, end the video.
When I saw the video, I was just thinking about like, you were inside. Where'd that spray to?
Yeah, it went all over the place. I had a video of us up in right after I had left my job at Walmart. Because I worked at Walmart from when I was 18 until May, which is right after I turned 21.
Okay.
And then I ended up, we were in Cincinnati, Ohio doing a deconstruction job for a farmer. And we actually got posted up inside of this hotel room and we fucked that hotel up. We stole both of the Bibles and both of the Books of Mormons out of the fucking hotel. And then my buddy stole one of the studio style mirrors. He shoved it inside of his backpack. We took that. We were shotgunning beers on our way through the hotel, like just walking up to people. We'd walk past them a little bit, hit it with the thing, and then just start shotgunning a beer. They were just like looking at us like, what the fuck? And we're all underage. So they're underage. I'm not. So I'm just sitting there like, y'all are going to do this crazy shit, get me arrested. And we never even got in any trouble. I don't even think a cop even looked at us the wrong way. It was funny as hell. We go hard.
It sounds like.
I got videos on Snapchat of my friends mooning Papa John's pizza delivery drivers, car surfing, all sorts of shit.
Oh, man. So I'm getting a kind of jackass vibe from you here and there. You like to experience that? Right?
I like to have fun. Anything, we'll go mudding and we'll have people standing in the back ends of the truck and we'll find like the rainiest, muddiest day to go out and we'll start whipping shitties and somebody will be standing up inside the back of the truck and they take a corner right and they'll slide out. And usually you're hoping that like when you whip the truck, they go the other way and then you have enough to stop to like just slam on the brakes as soon as they fall out. But I've landed on mud puddles and just like sunk into the mud like 1.5 feet down. I've done some crazy shit.
You're definitely an adrenaline junkie.
Oh yeah, I like to have fun. I've jumped off roofs. I've jumped off of a second story balcony at my buddy's house into a pool. I've done all sorts of stuff.
There you go.
Oh yeah, crashed a couple of cars. Had fun.
At those scenarios, I'd be like, no, I can't do it, guys. I'm a chicken.
Yeah, usually it's
Can
like
you guys do it. I'll just watch. Right.
Usually somebody would be like, "Hey, you want to do this?" I'm like, not really. I'll pay you. Hold my beer.
All right, now we're speaking.
I got banned from Sears in the mall for jumping off of the second story balcony where the escalators are.
Oh,
there used to be a pillow pit right there, and it was right out of high school, jumped into that thing, and I got kicked out by like every security guard, and the cops had to show up. Ended up showing up after I had left, but they had still showed up. They kicked me out, and they never got my name or anything because I just booked ass through them all.
You're like gone.
Nope, not doing it.
Hey, if you would like send those videos to Jackass, they might have gave you a deal.
Oh yeah, maybe.
That Nitro Circus, they would have been looking.
They would have been having a lot of fun with me.
Dude, yeah, I still watch those videos. I love the Jackass movies.
Mhm.
So again, I can no shape or form say what you're doing is right or wrong because I was like, these guys are hilarious. And I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah, the only thing I've ever actually taken away from Jackass was doing how Steve-O used to do a shot of tequila, which one night at a party I grabbed 2 slices of limes and I squeezed those limes into my eyes and I snorted the salt and then I did the shot of tequila. That was probably the worst experience I've ever had.
I don't think that's the one you're supposed to follow.
Yeah, that was the only one that I did. That I was like, yeah, I'm comfortable with doing this because it's not going to hurt as bad as like laying on a bed of nails or like lighting your crotch on fire or any of that shit. So I can't do it.
Yeah, I went with their 100% safer ones, like jump onto something, hit it, and you're like, oh, very little.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But no, like I said, I like the way you've dabble with everything, the way you've experimented with social media, whatever way you're comfortable doing it, I think it's great. And that's why I was telling you, you're going to feel natural in the camera.
Oh yeah.
It's
definitely.
always easy.
Definitely.
But I do want to give you the chance. You said you wanted to hit us up with a few rhymes and stuff.
I can hit you up with a few rhymes.
If you still want to, otherwise, whatever, there's anything I missed that you want to throw out, we will before we end the stream. I want to make sure we hit on all projects you want to let us know you're dropping.
Definitely. I'll see if I actually have any instrumentals that I can just hook up here really quick.
Yeah, because I mean, I've heard a few of your songs. Otherwise, we'll for sure throw up here in the comments real quick. This way I get better. What's your SoundCloud and all that?
I don't actually have my own SoundCloud. I run through Amir. Amir is actually my producer. I got connected with him through Kole Bear and Colton.
How do you spell Amir?
AMIR.
AMIR.
I think his music now is under Husky on SoundCloud. So
Husky?
Yeah.
Like
HUSKY. Yeah, him and me have been working together for a little bit, and we actually just did some work the other night. I recorded 2 other songs, and we finished mastering one song that's going to be released.
What's his Facebook? Because where would we see most of your projects? I just want to make sure
most of my projects are going to be onto my actual modeling page, which is just Kole.
So the one that I tagged on the Facebook. When I shared this link, that one is gonna be it.
Yeah.
And probably tomorrow, at some point, I'll be downloading the video. I'll be posting on Facebook. So that same link, that's the one where you're gonna see most of your songs.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be posting a lot more to that, and a lot more to hopefully YouTube. I'm gonna be hopefully working on a lot of music videos within the next year. I've been talking with a lot of people that wanted to get into videography, and hopefully we're gonna produce a lot of music videos this year. I'm already scheduling for more photo shoots. I have Victorian-esque style photo shoots that they want me to do, going all over the country, maybe even going global. I don't know. There's just so much shit that's been going through my mind.
Hey, if you do things right, the steps right, you have a structure you follow, there's no reason why you can't do it.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely going to be going out of state at least this year for either an extended amount of time, or I might actually be moving out of state.
Okay.
So I'm going to be going down to Kentucky to do a week-long just trial run and see how it works out, and might bring a camera down there and just go fucking hog wild, make some music videos. And
Dude, you should.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try to find a group of people to like take down and just go on a road adventure just all the way down to Kentucky.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
That's my first road adventure was to Seattle with my friend last year. So we're definitely due for a road trip. I don't know, whenever. First, we got to get my wife out of her internship. She's almost done with it, but then she'll have more time to do stuff.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's where we're at. All right. Do you have a beat, or do you want to do it next time?
Yeah, I can probably do it next time.
Next time for
be a
sure.
little bit easier.
All right. Yeah,
you can drop one of my songs on here.
That I will do. I was mostly not as prepared I would have liked to yesterday. I lost a lot of day doing some stuff, but like I said, Hopefully you guys are having an awesome Sunday. This guy was great coming and joining us. So thank you very much.
Not a problem, man.
And we'll be back tomorrow with episode 107. And hopefully we'll have you back on soon.
All right.
We got to have you on one day with Kole Bear and stuff. And we'll just have epic set going.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
That's going to be for next time. So you guys, we'll see you tomorrow.